Good morning, everybody. I wanted to share something with you about my PTSD journey. So in 2018, I witnessed an accident that was a trigger that then kind of put me over the edge, if you will. And in 2019, I was diagnosed with PTSD because of all of the different events that happened basically along the way from this 2018 triggering accident. Anyway, so the way that it affected me is that, especially when I was horseback riding, I no longer could go out on the trails. I no longer could do a lot of the, what I would call fearless things that I used to do. I no longer could do those things. And even it extended, because it's PTSD, it extended into downhill skiing. It extended into if I was crossing something and I was on like a more narrow bridge that really isn't that narrow, but I was a little bit higher in the air, I literally would collapse. I mean, it was pretty severe. And I'd be unable to walk across it. I would have to go on all fours, and there would be lots of tears. So what I wanted to share with you is a really cool aha that happened to me this weekend. So I went trail riding with my friend, and I feel very confident with this person trail riding, insofar as that she will support me wherever I need to be supported. And I was very forthright and honest with her about where I was with my PTSD, and that I may need to get off the horse. I may need to just stop the activity altogether, all of this kind of stuff. But I am happy to report, I'm thrilled to report that this weekend I actually made it what I call around the block. So where I board, there are some trails that could, go in a circle basically around the block. And I've been trying to get around the block again because I used to be able to do it no problem. But I've been trying to be able to get around the block again for years. And so this weekend, not only did I get around the block, but with my friend, we were able to trail ride through the woods. We were able to do several things. But the biggest thing was that when I was doing all of this, I actually felt like I was having fun. It was amazing. So I felt like I felt light. There were a couple of times, maybe 5% of the trail ride, where I was like, "Ooh, my toes are really tight," or I felt a little bit apprehensive. But again, because I could voice out to my friend, hang on a second, I feel a little vulnerable right now. And she supported me, that we were able to just move through it. And it was a beautiful experience. And on the way home, when I was driving, I was wondering, okay, so what happened? Like, how did this go from a few weeks ago where I was still doing all of my little small steps towards getting around the block and feeling really, really confident back on a trail ride, and enjoying a trail ride. That's probably a huge piece. Um, and I couldn't quite think of it. And then I realized yesterday, so this trail ride all took place on Saturday. So I realized yesterday on Sunday that the reason was because I allowed myself to share with others that I had PTSD, that I had fear. And that happened really about 2 years ago, where I opened up and I just, I call it, I came out and I said, I am afraid. I am afraid of these certain situations. I'm afraid with certain situations with my horse. And that was a big piece for me, because I used to be a riding instructor. I used to be what, I would call a fearless rider. I just would get on anything and I do pretty much anything. So to admit this was really putting myself in a vulnerable position. But what I realized yesterday is that since I've done that 2 years ago, that what that did is it opened up this beautiful abundance of people being able to then help me. So it opened up these floodgates to people helping, because otherwise nobody knew I needed help, wanted help. And because of that, I had some people judge me. I won't lie. But I had more people support me. I had more people hold me. I had more people love me where I was at. And if they were in the position to do it, they were willing to help. And so you all know who you are, all you helpers out there over the last few years. I'm not going to mention names. But the reason that I'm sharing all of this is because PTSD, fear, the emotional part, the anxiety, that's all part of our health journeys. And I think when we open up to what we might need, the things that we might be very embarrassed about, the things that we might be hiding behind, be it masks, be it whatever we're hiding behind, they're blocking us. They're blocking us from the flow of receiving what it is that we might need to actually move forward or heal. And so that's the message that I wanted to share with you today, because I feel like this weekend that I was gifted this. I was gifted this message, this information, this experience. And I've always been such a believer of that, all of the things to me personally, when they happen because I know that somewhere down the line, there's some kind of a lesson. And boy, there are times where I'm like, do I really need to hear this now? I know I don't want to, but I do. And what I've learned with these lessons is that at some point in time, it typically will help other people. And that's part of my joy, is to be able to help others. And so what I'm hoping for you is that this little piece here about PTSD and this journey and opening up and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, come out of hiding, give yourself permission to share what is challenging you, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to get this huge flow of help and love and holding and understanding and peace and joy and all of these wonderful things. That's the way that you get that coming to you. And so that is my wish for you today. And that's the message I wanted to share. And I'm coming at you raw, no makeup, no nothing. I just kind of thought, you know what, I'm just going to sit down and do this. So anyway, I hope this is helpful for you. And I just wish you the best day ever. And if there's anything that I can do to help you to move forward with something that might be very difficult for you to move forward with, and I can't tell you how difficult it was for me to admit in public that I have fear around horses, around other things, but specifically around horses. That I'm more than happy to help you with that. So have a wonderful Monday.